Welcome to A Husband's Heart.
I can't wait till I get you on for good looking. Hey, you and I so hot, just like an oven. And I just had to touch it. It's so fine.
Welcome to A Husband's Heart, a podcast where married men come together to share their stories, explore partnerships, commitment, love, and connection. Now, whether you're seeking insight, advice, or simply a place to feel understood, this is a space for real conversation from one husband's heart to another. My name is Terry Stinson, and I'm so glad you joined us today. Now, before we dive in, please don't forget to subscribe, like us, leave a comment, and share. This truly helps us grow and spread the message that till death do us part isn't a death sentence. It is the foundation of a life well lived. Now, listen, I'm so excited today. I know you guys have heard that, but my guest today, I'm going to go here. I can't wait. I've been trying to get this gentleman on my podcast for quite a while, and I finally we were able to make it work. His name is Tony Daniels. Yes, TD, not Tony Dorsett, but Tony Daniels. He's 57 years old. He's been married. Check this out. 31 years. You hear me? 31. 3 kids, 2 grandkids, a master barber. Now, that's where I know Tony from. Being a barber for all these years. He's been doing that for 35 years. Tony, I didn't know that, bro. He's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Get out. Didn't know that. Mm-hmm. See? And listen, his alma mater is, I'm assuming this now, my I think it's Oral Roberts. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oral Roberts University. Some of your personal goals is build the best strong man I can build. Mm-hmm. Some of your achievements is getting your pastoralship. And Tony, listen, congratulations for that. And I didn't know you were a pastor. So we're going to have some fun today. Your hobbies, you sing? You're a singer? Basketball player, I see that. And you're an avid workout person. Listen, my friend, and I'm saying here friend, even though we're not close friends, but just the years I've been seeing him and watch how he moved, I want to call him my friend. I think I just have I watched Tony and I was always, I'm not gonna say admiration, but I just like how he just moved. I knew that was a real man and he moved with such decency and honor. So Tony, welcome to my podcast.
My pleasure. Yeah, it is my pleasure. It is my pleasure.
Listen. Thank you. I know I done told you earlier, but just thank you so much for doing this.
My pleasure.
I don't take this for granted. And like I said, we're not friends. We didn't grow up together. We don't hang out. But we've been seeing each other over the years, for me mainly coming through the shop, wherever you would be. And never had a negative thought about you. Just how you move. You were always very respectful, honorable, decent.
Appreciate it.
And I felt that, and I knew that.
Well, most of it comes from growing up where I've grown up. I've been a pastor's kid.
Okay.
My mama would be like, boy, and my dad would be like, hey, I'm telling you.
Right.
So I grew up like that. I try to be as even keel as possible.
Yes.
But I carry myself in a certain way because you never know who is watching you.
Right.
I'm always taught, don't let your good be evilly spoke of. So I try to carry myself in a good way all the time around everybody because you never know. You may be the voice they're looking for. You may be the person that someone in the audience is looking for, or the crowd, or even at the barbershop to say, hey, you know what? That one guy right there, he looks different. He acts different. He's not on the same foolishness as everybody else is. So I try to make sure I maintain that because I recognize that I do have a voice. I recognize that I do have responsibility.
Right.
And accountability.
Right.
So I try to be that guy.
Yeah, you are that guy, and you keep growing and keep doing what you're doing. Like you said, you never know who's watching you, and not that you do it because you're worried about who's watching, but actually the man upstairs, that's who I would take, who actually is the source of why you do it and your representation of your upbringing and your family, which are great tenements. So, married 31 years, how long have you been in Atlanta?
We moved here because my wife wanted to move here. Was not willing to give up my home in Milwaukee. I had just started my barbershop business in my home. I was working from my house and I had a good job at the Milwaukee Journal. My wife one day, it snowed like crazy. It had like 50 something inches of snow. And then she called me from work, says, can you come and show me the snow? Cause it had fill the door well up. And she was like, we got to get out of here. And she said, I ain't going to call your name. So I'm going to call you Black Man until you get me out of here. You be Black Man? Get me out of here, Black Man.
Right.
So I was like, and so I was procrastinating. Usually I procrastinate. And she was like, so she started buying boxes and started putting stuff in boxes. She said, I'm telling you, we moving. And so I said, okay, let's go look. So we went to a couple places. She didn't like Memphis. She didn't want to do Tennessee. So she was like, let's go to Atlanta. And I was like, Atlanta? Ain't it the home of the Freaknik?
Yes.
You sure you want to go there? She says, let's go look. And so when we got here, we got by Spaghetti Junction. My mother and father had previously moved here.
Okay.
And they had already scouted the land for us. And they're out here like 3 years before we moved here. And so we moved on another side of town.
I got you.
They're in Lawrenceville, where we're in Norcross.
Okay.
And we moved here. I had my job transfer me to Atlanta Journal.
Wow.
And so I started for Atlanta Journal. And I came here and I went to the gym, played basketball. And a guy named Tim saw me and said, Tony, he said, who cut your hair? I said, I cut my hair. He said, there's no way you cut your hair like that. I said, yes, I cut my hair. He said, so you're a barber? I said, yeah, I'm a barber. He says, well, here's my address. And it was in Lawrenceville. I was in Norcross. So I drove 316, had to find my way through 316. And I came to Lawrenceville, started cutting hair. Way before I was even planning on moving to Lawrenceville because we were living in Norcross.
Right.
And so we moved up. It was all her idea.
Wow.
It was really all her idea.
What time frame were we like the 90s, late 90s?
We moved here in 2000 exactly.
2000.
Winter of 2000. We moved here. We had just left the coldest day in Wisconsin. It was so cold, I put my aquarium with my nice fish outside. An hour later, this tank was froze to death. The fishes probably said, bruh.
Right.
And it was frozen to death. And she said, leave that aquarium. And we moved this way.
Wow. So, man, I'm so excited, man. This part, I'm not going to have enough time to really do what I really want to do. But listen, let's break the ice. I got a few rapid fire questions just so we can soften, kind of break the ice here. Do you often give a haircut and spiritual advice at the same time?
Yes. I find out that people a haircut is like a massage.
Okay.
And most men, when they get in the barbershop, it's a relaxing thing for them.
Right.
So when they let down their veil, it's either to impart something to them or talk to them or try to find where they are spiritually.
Right.
So that I can minister to them or try to give some advice or not even get advice at all. Sometimes you just want to talk.
Yeah.
And I find out that cutting hair is, like I said, it is a time of, it's a massage. It's because most guys don't know they're really coming to a spa because the machines we use are highly vibrated and will touch your hair. You don't know, it's a science. It's really a science behind it.
Yes.
Other than vibrations touching your hair like that,
Yes.
your mind is relaxing now.
Yeah.
It really is science behind it.
Yeah, that's the reason why I fall asleep all the time. Thank
Yes.
you. And I'm in the spa business, so that's perfect. Do your clients, do they know you're a pastor and do they seek counseling during their cuts?
Most of them don't,
Okay.
but they recognize by the way I carry myself,
Right.
it's something different. They be like, you know what, man, I never heard you cuss.
Yeah.
I never saw, now we laugh. Lord have mercy.
Right.
The barbershop, we laugh. We have
Right.
some jokers and some characters.
Right.
It is probably one of the most funniest places you can be. And I
Right.
understand why the barbershop is the barbershop of all these years.
Exactly.
Because it really is a place of comedy,
Yeah.
a place of strength, and a place of unity and community.
Wow. And listen, it's funny you said that because now I'm thinking about, when I did visit the shops you were working, or the shop you worked years past. And I was just telling my wife this the other day. I was like, most barbershops, it get rowdy sometimes, or normally we talk about sports, or argument happen, and it can get rowdy, like you said, with cursing and stuff like that. And I'm just assuming most barbers or grown men participate in some of the shenanigans or spirited debates or wild language.
Mhm.
And once I found out you were a pastor, and I reflected, I said, you know what? I could assume Tony probably cursed, but I actually never witnessed that.
It'll be a rarity.
It's just amazing how you assume or you just put when you think of barbershop.
Because I'm around the atmosphere.
Exactly.
And I live, me and those guys, we live together.
Right.
We live, it's really almost a marriage there. we live together with each other a lot.
Right.
And we exchange ideas and different thoughts a lot. So
Okay.
no, I try to make sure that I'm different.
I got you. So, which role are you recognized for more, a barber or a pastor?
Definitely a barber, because my pastorship didn't start till later on. But my actions and my ways have always been the same. I never try to deviate from that at all.
I got you. Do you see your barbershop as a work of ministry, which I think you kind
It
of
can
mentioned?
be, because when I cut other pastors or other ministers, we get into deep theological debates. And then I'm able to minister to them, or they're able to point to me.
I got you.
Because there have been a few times when I come late and there'll be a pastor there, just a haircut, and we get into a deep conversation. And before we know it, we be there 3 and 4 hours after everybody, because the conversation has went so deep theologically.
Do your clients act differently when they hear that you're a pastor?
No. Them jokers is, if you scan the booger when you're there, you're scan the booger.
The most rewarding moment as a barber?
And you give a client a cut,
Mhm.
and they go out, especially my younger clients.
Yes.
They go out and they tell their mama, look. And they come back and they get my phone number and they say, you're my guy. You're my guy. We've been looking for a barber, and you're my guy.
Yeah.
Those are my most rewarding moments, when I give somebody a cut, or an older gentleman come back, or I cut somebody and I give them that cut. And I try to do that cut all the time, because my statement is this: will nobody ever treat you like me? I tell that person when I'm cutting their hair, will nobody ever will treat you like me? And I think that draws them in as well.
I got you. Wow. Biggest challenge balancing both callings?
The atmospheres you're in, because that can be distractions. It can be overwhelming sometimes, because a lot of times people will know you pastors, but they don't respect it like they
Right.
used to back in the days.
Right.
So you don't have that respect factor, or that a reverence factor, because pastors has got a bad rap. But for me, I try to make sure I stay clean. Keep my language the same. Not try to push my Jesus on them. I never do that.
Yeah.
I just let my life show it, my
Mhm.
ways show it. And when they go outside and see my car, they be like, "Oh man, we know where the money going at for the church." But I told them, I've been had that Benz before I even got the car. That's one of the biggest things. And now that's a challenge. I kid you not. When they go outside and see I jump in that Benz,
Yeah.
and they be like, "Man,
Yeah.
we know, Pastor, we
Yeah,
know." But I was
yeah.
like, but I was riding this way
Yeah.
for way.
No, you're working too.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah. And that's always going to be something in the community, not just our community, with that stigma when you're in the ministry.
Mhm.
It only take a few.
Oh
It
yeah.
only take a few for negative energy, and it only takes a few also for positive
Mhm.
energy. So yeah, but listen, man, you're a PK, a preacher's kid, and then you turn into. Let me ask you this. So I wanna now, before because this is a marriage podcast, but before we talk about marriage, let's talk about you and what you kind of started. Who is TD? Who is Tony Daniels? And of course you mentioned you're a PK, a preacher's kid. How about siblings? Did you grow up with siblings?
I did. I have 2 sisters. I have 2 brothers, and we all grew up the same way. Most of them, but I've been the eldest. I'm the eldest of all of them.
Okay, so you're the oldest.
Yes, sir. And my mom and dad were very, very strict, very tight on me. Matter of fact, one of the funny things is that when I was a little boy, people don't believe this, but I tell the truth. I was a little boy. My mother and I was walking to church. A man stopped my mother in the middle of the alley, and we don't know where he was. We don't know how he came there. Don't know where he came from. He had this nice hat on, big cheery face. He said, "Hey," and we turned around and said, "Don't be afraid." He says, "That guy right there, that kid right there." He
talking
said,
about
"Tony,"
you.
he said, "right there. Never let him smoke. Never let him drink. Keep him close to church." I kid you not. And I remember it like it was yesterday. He said, "Never let him smoke. Never let him drink. Keep him close to church. Keep him around the things of God." And so my mother and my father took it as a challenge to never. I mean, I was always at church. I was always around church things. I never smoked, even though I've been to clubs I've never been in. I would really go to the club and be outside while my friends were inside. I would sit outside, watch everybody come in, go out, and they'd be like, "You coming in?" No, I'm gonna stay out here. And I'd do that, but I would never go in. I never smoked anything. I've never come close to drinking. It's just how I've been raised. I'm not saying anything wrong with that for other people.
Right.
That's just what was the instruction and the assignment of my life. And because of that, that's why I'm doing what I do today.
Yeah.
Because of those moments. My mama used to not let, I like, Mom, I want to go. She was like, no, you're going to be here in prayer. I was like, Mama, I don't want to pray today. So you go pray and I'll be in church like this. Jesus. I'll be crying. She was like,
right.
I was like, Mama, he done heard me. Mama, he ain't deaf.
Yeah. And being the oldest too is a responsibility of others. Like just naturally, like my old brother, I have two other siblings, two brothers. So you always look at the oldest as almost like a pre-parent. They're almost like like, yo, that's big bruh. And the responsibility because, everything passed through the first child, basically, So wow, listen, so and remind me this. What age were you when that gentleman stopped you and your mom? Do you remember?
I believe I had to be about 8 or 9 years old.
Wow.
We're going to go to middle school, 8 or 9 years old. I remember that because when I was growing up, they're going to skip me some grades.
I got you.
And my mother would not let them skip me grades because I was small. Lord have mercy, I was a little bitty boy. And she was like, I'm not going to let him skip him. I'm going to keep him in the same grade he is. Yeah, about 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
I remember like it's yesterday. There's some moments in your life that no matter how old you get, those moments are not fabric stitched in your mind.
Yeah.
And I cannot forget those moments ever.
Now, are your parents from Milwaukee?
No, my mother and father originally from Mississippi. They moved to Milwaukee because they were doing what I call the black flight to go to the factories. My dad got a job at GM, and my mother was moving because my mother wound up being a phlebotomist for years, worked for the hospital.
I got you.
And so those opportunities in the South was not the same as they was in the North.
I got you. So your roots are from Mississippi.
Most definitely.
And so, of course, family is still there.
Yeah, most definitely. I told my mother she used to make me, I spent all my summers there.
Okay.
And my mother used to make me, I said, Mama, it's crazy. You make me go in the winter. In the winter, I'm in the North. In the summer, I'm in the South.
Two extremes, right?
And be around, Mama. She was, oh, you go in there.
All right. So you say you were a small kid. Were you a skinny kid?
Yes. They call me bird chest.
I can't tell, man. I would have never thought you were skinny. That's why I asked you that.
Yeah. When I look down, you could never tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're tell. My great-grandfather, bless his heart, he used to call me, he said, come here, bird.
I got you.
Little bird.
I got you. So what kind of kid were you? Were you shy, a leader, in the middle? I mean, who was the young Tony?
From what I can remember, I was all very talkative. I always wanted to be out front. I still grab the microphone every chance I got.
I got you.
And I remember one day in school, they called my mother from school. They said, your son is so talkative and he's always jumping around school. And my mama said, y'all call me from work for this? She said, yeah. She said, he a preacher. Leave him alone. Teacher was like, what? She said, he a preacher. And y'all know about he a preacher. Leave him alone.
Wow.
So that's but when I was growing up, my younger years, I was just going to church, just trying to find myself, trying to find out who I was, trying to establish my voice.
I got you.
Even at a young age, trying to establish my voice. I preached my first message when I was like 13 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you in the youth choir and all of that stuff?
I was all that. Oh, that's how I was in youth choirs. My wife and I actually met in a youth choir. My friend named Benjamin Love, he's a great musician, played for Teddy Riley, Marvin Winans. He was that kind of musician. At a young age, a young prodigy. He took me to this choir rehearsal called Unity in the Community. Unity in the Community. And my wife was a little skinny girl with little Jerry curl. She's like, you mad at me for saying this, but yeah, you had a Jerry curl. Oh, Glenn. She had a Jerry curl.
Yeah.
She had Jerry curl. Big old, she had big doe eyes. She has eyes like a deer, big doe eyes. Still has them now. That's how I saw her. I was like, oh, hey. But her sister and me was the same age. We did the same thing. Me and her sister did the same thing. But I was not interested in her sister. But I saw her and I was not interested in her either because I was a basketball player.
Yeah.
I was a pastor's son. And now I got to be honest, being a pastor's son, the doors open a little bit for you.
I got you.
It's not.
I got you.
And then probably being a nice guy.
Right.
He sings.
Yes.
He carries himself well. Hey, this is my daughter, Suzanne. And I was like, how you doing? She was that.
So, okay, being a preacher's kid. So, and even how your mom, how you gave that story or that example, how she said, he's a preacher, leave him alone. What did you want? what did you want to be? I'm assuming probably a pastor, or what other thoughts that you think you were going to be?
I really believe I was gonna be a basketball player.
Okay, because you love basketball.
What?
I'm assuming you probably was pretty good
I
too.
was. I played in high school teams. Very,
Wow.
very good. I really wanted to be a basketball player.
Yeah.
That was my dream. And one day we got in the car, and my mother, my daddy was in the car.
Yeah.
And my daddy said, "Hey, your mama got something to tell you." And I said, "What's?" I said, "Okay, we had just played a tournament, and I just won most valuable player. I was happy as could be. My life was on end." My mom got in the car. I said, "Hey, babe." I said, "Yes." She said, "Honey, you did real good."
Yeah.
I said, "Yes." She said, "But don't do that." She said, "You should leave basketball alone. Stick to the church stuff." I said, "Mama, what?" I said, "Daddy." He said, "Listen to your mom." She said, "Cause you little." She said, "You can't guard." She called Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Right.
She called him Kobar. So you can't play against Kobar. And that Michael boy and that Kobar, they so much bigger than you.
Yeah.
She said, "Stay on the organ, stay on the music, and stay there." It wasn't until I went to college that I realized that this is basketball thing wasn't gonna work.
Wow.
Either I had great friends.
Wow.
I know some very, very good. I know Mike Finley, basketball player.
Yeah.
Very good friend of mine.
Yeah. Wow.
Matter of fact, the night of the draft, that haircut,
Yeah.
with the part in the middle,
That's
I cut
you.
his hair.
That was you.
Yes. Hey, Mike.
You heard him, Mike. So wow. So I want to get now. You mentioned, so you met your wife, your wife, your girl, at a young age, seeing her in a youth choir.
Mhm.
That was about what, you were 10, 12?
She was 13. I was, I think, 16 at the time.
You was 16.
She was 13. And again, we had no interest in each other, but we were in the same youth choir. The youth choir really drove me because my friend was playing for them. I liked to sing, and I liked to go because they was going places. They were going different places and singing. And so I would go different places singing. And then when they found out I could sing, I joined this group called CYD. And they were like the rivals of my wife's group. I was.
Now, was your
CYD.
wife at the same church you were at?
No, her grandmother is pastor.
Wow.
And so they went to another church. They went to a church called Ebenezer.
Okay.
Church of God in Christ. And I went to another church. And I would see them all the time. We would see each other in circles, you know what I'm saying? In circles. And we just, we hey, how you doing?
Right.
How you doing? That's about it. That's how I met her.
Okay, so let me speed this thing up. So you're 16, gone through high school, went on to college. Tell me the time tell me how you guys connected as a couple, as a girlfriend, boyfriend.
Okay. I came from college. I started my internship at the Milwaukee Journal. My mother had given me the house. Because when I came home, Mama said, "You ain't staying with us no more. We gonna give you the home." My mother gave my first home.
Wow.
I was like 22 years old, 23 years old, 23.
Had they moved like cross town, or they
My
were
mother's moving like way away, almost 15, 20 minutes away from where I was.
I got you.
And she gave me the house. She says, "Let your internship work for you." And my internship got me the job, got me where I was to be able to handle a house. And so my friends had told me, I'm going to church tonight. You want to go? And I was like, "Man, okay, I go." My friend Ben, pick Ben up because Ben had to play that day. When I get to church, she's singing, but she's singing solo. I never ever heard her sing solo before. So while the church was there, I stood up because I was like, "Who is this yellow girl singing?" And it was her. And I was like, "That can't be her. Where did she get all that from? Last time I saw her, she did nothing like that."
And so it was a gap between the last time.
Yeah,
you saw her.
it was a long gap.
A few years.
For years. 2 years. Long
Wow.
gap. But we had knew each other because her sister came to the same school I went to.
Right.
So it was, but we was never in connection. Never in connection at all. Yeah. So I get to church and I walk up to her and I said, "You know what? I want to, hey, what's going on? Marry me?" She's like, "I know who you are." That black girl thing. She was like, "I ain't interested." Okay. So I told her mother, I said, "I'm going to marry your daughter."
Wow.
I told her mother that.
You told her mother
I'm
that.
going to marry your daughter. Her mother said, "Get away, get away, shoot."
Yeah.
So they said, so they weren't trying to hear it. But so I started pursuing her. I started going places where she was. But she was liking this other, well, I don't know if she liked him, but he liked her. And I was like, me, I'm the pastor's son.
Yeah.
I'm driving nice car.
Yeah, I got the nice whip.
I got the whip. I got
Come
the
on.
house.
Talk to him,
I got the education. I got the job. I'm the guy. I'm the guy, girl. What you looking for? of me. I started doing her like the man on Shata said. You want him?
Yeah.
Or do you want me?
Yeah.
So she went. So I went to church and I said, you don't want me?
Yeah.
I said, fine. I left it because I was trying my best.
Right.
And I had saw her out to dinner with this guy. And I was like, ah. So I said, and we would always go out on Sunday nights, the church in early, we would all go to the ice cream parlor.
I got
Cup picking, we all be at the ice cream parlor. So I saw her there with him. And the next Sunday I went in and I said, hey, I'm really trying to talk to you.
Right.
So I'm not interested. So I said, okay, fine. I slammed the church's door. Clack! Ran out the building. I said, I'm not coming back.
Right.
So she called me at night and said, you don't got to be so mean. And then we just after that, we started having communication.
Wow.
And started talking.
So now I'm trying to bring it together. Now, early when you guys were young and you weren't, she was young, you weren't at the same church, but were you guys at the same church now?
Yeah.
At that time?
I started going to her church.
You started going to her
church? Because I was
church.
really interested in her.
How did you do it? Didn't your father have a church?
Well, they were in transition of ministry.
I got you.
Their church was available because I sung with the youth choirs. A lot of the church members were at there. So I was like, I felt comfortable there singing in the youth choir.
I got you.
And they would let me come and direct the choir.
Right.
And things of that nature. So, but she was there, and every church she was at, I just started being in that church. But then when she didn't want me no more, I went across town to the other church. Then we started playing basketball against her church, and she was on the other side looking at me playing basketball. And back then I was like, come on, now you see I'm that guy out here. You know what I'm saying?
Here you go again. Every time she turned around. Like I told her.
So I remember one time we was playing against her church, and we was killing them. And I went to the hole and laid the ball up. I started looking at her.
Yeah, you're looking at it. Yeah, what you think about that? Yeah.
She said, hey, think about you. Yeah, I was trying to show off. I was.
Yeah.
I was. And so I asked her to go out with me. And I did. I said, but I want you to meet my parents. And she said, meet your mom and daddy. I said, yeah. She said, I ain't ready for that. So we dated for like a month, 2 months. And then we had a basketball tournament. And I said, come meet my mom and dad. Because they live across the street. They live about, we're close. Met my mother, dad for the very first time. My dad told my mom, that's that boy's wife. And my mama said, oh, baby, give him a minute. My dad said, no, that's that boy's wife. And from then the other girl I was stranded, I cut her throat. And I just was with my wife and sister.
Deborah.
Yeah, Deborah.
And at that time, you were about, what, 21, 22, 23?
23, 24.
23.
We got married when I was 27, 26.
I got you. And you're about, what, 2-3 years older, 4 years older?
Yeah, I'm 3 years older. She is.
3 years old, okay. Yeah, I'm about 4.5, almost 5.
Yeah,
my wife would say 5, I'm 4.5.
We got married. Our marriage was, we had a small wedding, but her father liked me so much. Her stepdad liked me so much. Her father, I had to go ask her father for a hand in marriage. He was like, why you marrying that little bitty fella?
That's what he said?
Yeah, he called me, because he's tall. Her dad is tall. He's like 6'4".
Wow.
And he looked at me, he said, man, this dude is so little. You okay? You need a place to stay? What's wrong? You don't need him. Her dad was like, you don't need him.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Right.
And I want him as a man. I want to marry your daughter, so interested in your daughter.
Right.
And so it's funny how you said that. Day for the wedding, she called me. Tony, I said, what, babe? Can you pick my daddy up? I said, right before the wedding. She said, and the wedding was like maybe at 2 hours from the wedding. Yeah. Had to get to pick the pastor up. Everything was all right at my mom, because we got married at my mom's house.
Right.
My mom had a big house, big basement. I mean, at my mom's house. So we went to go pick her daddy up. Got her daddy. Her daddy said, you got to pull the car. I'll go and talk to you. I said, Chester, we got to get to the wedding.
Right.
He's like, man, why you married, bud? He was so emotional. But he really liked me.
Yeah.
But at that time, I thought he was just trying to give me a hard time.
Right.
But he really liked me, because I made him a promise. I said, look, I promise you, you don't have to worry about your daughter. Not on this side. I'll take care of her. I'll make sure I be the very best I can for her. I'll do what I can for her. I'll be honest with her. I'll be loyal. I won't cheat. I always do what I know to do. And so we wound up getting married. Small wedding. And we've been together for 31 years. Yeah. Crazy.
So what was it about you when y'all in the dating stage and you finally you guys start dating? You know how young couples are. What is it about you think some of the things she found attractive? Like what was it about you?
I think the promise of future. I think a lot of times people fall in love with the ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
And when the ceremony is over, what's left after?
Mm-hmm.
But in me, she saw a promise of the future, not just family, not just children, but we're going to go from being here, my outlook on growth, my outlook on financial potential. Because women go, I ain't gonna lie, women will say that don't matter. It does. That's security and that financial, knowing that you got potential to be that person, it goes a long way.
Absolutely.
And I had that innately built in me. So she fell in love with that part. Cause when we got married, I don't think she was really in love with me. I think she loved me, but she was not really in love with me. It wasn't until we got in. I teach people this a lot. You're not really in love till you get in marriage, because then you find what in love is. Because marriage, we love each other and it's the passion of the moment. But when you get married, that's when you find out you're in love, because you have to live in love together and you have to break down many different things about yourself. I tell him, I was telling a brother the other day, I said, no, being married for the man is a self-sacrificing life. I said, let me explain it. I want you really to get this. I said, you have to be the one who understands, who listens, who cares, the first one to listen, first one to forgive, the first one to be the one to embrace. Your spouse, in other words, she is the receptor. So she is your fragrance. And she can't be your fragrance if you got a thing on top of her.
Wow.
Let her be the fragrance. And when we first got married, I think the reason why she didn't love me, like wasn't in love with me, because I was trying to rule her. I'm not gonna lie, y'all was saying, you ain't gonna do that. You're a pastor's wife. You ain't do that. You ain't do that. And she came to me one day. She said, you know, Tony, I'm never gonna be a pastor's wife. I was like, you crazy.
Right.
You know who I am? What I'm gonna be?
Yeah.
She's like, I ain't gonna be nobody's first lady. I ain't gonna be none of that. I'm just gonna be myself. And I went home and I was mad. I told my mama. My mama said, let me tell you something right now. Let that girl be who that girl gonna be. And it'd be better for you. And you can stop. Don't put that pressure on her. Let her be what she gonna be. And letting her be what she is, it makes me better for what I am.
Wow.
Because I don't do that to her.
Yeah.
And I let her get her own space. She do her own thing. And it works. 31 years, it worked. Because I found out that every day we love each other, but not every day we like each other. And that's some people don't really understand in marriage. Love each other is one thing, but like each other, that's different. Because like goes in many different areas. Okay, I like you as my friend. I like you as my lover. I like you as that. Love is the overall circumference. Liking is the part that really plays a huge part in your marriage. Because like means I'm able to allow you in places that I would never allow people in. Like means I'm able now loving you because we're gonna live together. I see you, you see me. I know your clothes. I know everything about you.
Right.
But do I like you today? That's different.
Wow. Man, you done answered quite a few of my man. So look, no. I'm just listening because I know we got time, but man, that's awesome, man. Which you actually listen. You preaching to me now, man. Every time you open your mouth, you definitely a child of God, man.
Because I found out liking each other, there's something that marriage people should write on the wall or get a T-shirt that says, "I'm not your enemy," and that's one of the hardest parts of marriage. Is recognize I'm not your enemy. And when you say that, you allow me to say things to you that you may not like me to say, but you knowing that I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not. I think many marriages will really survive if they start saying, I'm not your enemy. I'm not your enemy. And I think that when we get to that point in a marriage, you're not my enemy, or we can do anything. The doors are open. Everything's much freedom. Because I think when you're married, you have so many more freedoms to really find somebody that says, okay, I push you. Like when I became a pastor, my wife, I told her, I know she didn't want to be a pastor's wife. I knew that.
You knew that.
I knew it from day one. I knew that. Because I sing and she sing, I know she loved to sing.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? Okay, I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to be preaching to nobody. If you just sing, just sing. That what you do? Let's run with it. And I support it. And I'm happy that she does. And because of that, ministry becomes easy for her. Now it's not you, the pastor's wife. It's you yourself singing. And through her singing, it becomes ministry. And so I don't have to say, so she don't have to grab a mic, get a Bible scripture and begin to read scripture. She can sing her way through it. And I think that's how she ministers.
What do you want your children, or what do you hope that your children learn about marriage or your marriage, just from your example, you and your wife example?
My wife and I, one thing we do, we're in the kitchen a lot.
Okay.
So they get privy to conversations, and they get privy to how we interact with each other in the kitchen. How that to them, they be like, oh, that's mom and daddy.
Yeah.
But we'll glide past it really slightly, and just, it's the small touch on the shoulder. It is the, girl, you so funny. You know, you my guy.
Right.
You know, it's those moments we create a atmosphere so that the kids see this is a healthy, surviving, productive relationships and marriage.
Right.
And I want them to create that, especially my grandbabies. I need them to see that at all times.
Yeah.
My sons, I want them to see that too. So when they have a relationship, they build a relationship on the kind of foundations that we have.
Wow. Now I was going to allude to that with the grandkids too, and you hit it. And you have two boys and one girl.
I have 2 boys and 1 girl. Yeah. My daughter is the eldest. She is my girl.
Yeah.
And her babies are just two. They remind me of her. I see one the other way. I see one that was rambunctious. I see one that want to be quiet, just like she was.
She has 2 girls.
She has 2 girls. Yep. And then my son don't have any kids. They better not.
Now, how old are your boys? Your son?
Eldest boy, who's the most gifted. I think he's super gifted, super talented. He's 26.
He's 26.
He's 26. He's a musician. As I told your wife earlier, you play any song. You go to your piano right now and be like,
wow.
Yeah, he has that gift.
Wow.
He has the gift. My 21-year-older, he's more the quiet type.
Yeah.
And he's I'll fight somebody, Dad. You know how I is, Dad. I'll pull it. Dad, you know I'm like Hercules out here. I'll get on him. Yeah, he's that type. I get him, Dad. So that's what I got for my kids. But they see a healthy marriage.
Yeah.
They see a healthy marriage. They see my wife and I. We don't never fight in front of them. We have never, like we may get, we won't get an argument in front of them at all. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't argue in front of them. We don't fight in front of them. It'd be very rare they can tell you they see mom and dad have an argument together.
Yeah.
We don't do that in front of them. We never have. We never do. I'm not physical confrontation like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, man is man. I'm gonna be like, girl, ooh.
Right.
But I'll wait for a couple of days.
Yeah.
I've learned to wait. When I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna say what I say right now.
Right.
But I've learned to wait. Some days be patient with it.
Right.
Because women have what I call buffers.
Yeah.
And boundaries. When you're on a buffer and that boundary, sometimes they feel like you are not listening.
Yeah.
But because I don't respond the way you want me to respond, doesn't mean I don't listen.
Yeah.
Don't mean I don't care.
Right.
It's just I just do it differently.
So, and I noticed how you said when you were younger, I always have, one of my questions I used to ask some of my guests, how has marriage enhanced the quality of your life as a man? But I just listening to you, it sounds like you matured or improved certain behaviors as time went on. So you mentioned like when you were younger, maybe your response was different. Maybe you were quicker to react.
Well, she would tell you that's the way I raised him up. She'll say, but I told her, I said, look, I'm going to tell you this one time. I said, because of our marriage, how it is, if someone's happened to her, which God knows, I pray that never happens, I would never get married again. Because of the time investment that she put in me.
Yeah.
I could never get anybody else.
I got you.
I could never. And she's like, what, you mean you don't want nobody else new? I said, no. Because what we've been through and how you have impacted my life the way you have, I can't turn around and give it to somebody else.
I got you.
I'd rather put all that with the grandkids because I am you. You are me.
Wow.
If I look in the mirror, when you're married, it's like a faceless mirror. Why would I hurt myself?
Yeah.
I wouldn't hurt myself.
Yeah.
Why would I hurt you?
Yeah.
It's a faceless mirror.
Wow. So I hope my wife heard what you just said. I've been telling her I want to be like Coretta Scott King. If I'm gone, you don't need to get married.
No, I told her because she asked me. She said, I I said, if something happened to me, what would you do? She said, I'll get me 2 boyfriends.
That sounds like my wife, man.
And I told her, you need to. Because I'm 2 Negroes wrapped into one.
Yeah, Tony, talk that talk,
I
boy.
told her, I said, matter of fact, get 1 more on the side.
I do.
Because I'm all out.
I knew I needed you on this.
I'm
on this
all
podcast.
You can have them.
Yeah.
And they said at the end of the day, you're going to be in the bed going.
Do you feel responsible for your wife's happiness?
No.
Okay.
No.
Talk to me. Give me a little bit more. Why is that, Tony?
Okay. I cannot control your emotional feelings.
Yeah.
I can control who I am.
Yeah.
Now, how you respond to that, that's you.
Yeah.
But I try to be, because, okay, I recognize in marriages, your wife or your husband gonna make you the most angriest, or they're gonna make you the most happiest. But in that process, she has to, I can't make her happy or I can't make her sad, but I can't really make her happy because that's all mine. And it's how the puzzles are placed. Everything is building blocks. Marriage is building blocks. And when things happen, people always go back to their foundation of the building blocks. And you can always find where the chip is in the block. The chips are fixed there by chipping in blocks. And I've learned that it's always a state of the mind where you are, who you are. Because if I make you happy, then what happens when I'm not here? Who makes you happy then? What happens if something happens to me and you got to be by yourself for a while? You ain't happy no more?
Right.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Should you have expectations of your wife?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because the marriage is an expectation.
Yes.
And I've learned this. Disappointment happens when expectations not met. Disappointment happens. You have to have expectations. Even of me. There's some things she knows because I expect that of you.
Absolutely.
It's like I expect that. And because I expect that, I get disappointed in that.
Yeah.
But I got to learn how to say, okay, maybe it's not her day, maybe it's not her time. Because I learned this too. In marriage, we going to go through changes.
Right.
Physical changes, mental changes.
Yes.
I'm not 18 no more.
Right.
I'm 57.
Right.
So I do it at 18. I can't do it at 57 no more.
Right.
And she's the same way. Because now women start going through that hot phase.
Yes.
Because you be in the bed, knocked out, good. All of a sudden the AC unit come on. What just happened? What just happened?
Yeah, we got a little taste of that earlier.
What's just happened?
The podcast.
What's happened? Why you hot? I don't know.
Yeah.
You're just hot. So as a husband,
I
have to be sensitive enough to know, okay, so if you hot like that, okay, let's turn the fan, because my wife got the ceiling fan and the fan on and blankets on the bed. And I'm going, you try to get all Can a brother get some hair?
This tissue. What's going on here?
I said, you know what? I'm sending you back home.
Right.
She said, why? Because your stuff is broken. But tell your mama, paid for. She got 100,000 mile warranty. She done already the warranty does expire.
Yeah. What do you enjoy? I'm not even gonna say most, but what do you enjoy about being married?
Mm-hmm. When it's good, we can travel, and it gotta be sexual. It's just a conversation, the understanding and the peace of knowing that I got this person right here. It's a peace that happens that when all things go bad, that person's there.
Yeah.
All things go great, that person's there. When all things, and they always find a way to keep you humble. That's what I find most pleasing about our conversations. Because again, I'm a talker and she's not.
And she's not.
Well, she wasn't. My mama said, my wife, you can hear, she's a whisper so much. Only Jesus had a hard time hearing her. Jesus would be like, is she saying something? Jesus, turn her voice box up because I can't hear. And if Jesus can't hear, you ain't saying nothing.
Exactly.
So it's a conversation for me. Yeah. It's a conversation. And of course I like the way she looks.
Wow.
I like the way she looks.
That's good. Awesome, man.
I like the way she looks.
Wow. Yeah, man. It's just, man, I'm just, man, you giving me a lot to feed upon, and man, I love it. I love it. Let me ask you this. What areas do you need to grow in to make the marriage strong?
I'm getting better financially.
Okay.
Because I make money.
Okay.
And I spend it.
Okay.
But over the years, she has given me the checkbook.
Right.
You balance it.
Okay.
My wife works in finance. My wife works in the bank.
Okay.
She's a workflow coordinator at Renaissance Bank.
Okay.
She's done banking her whole life.
I got you.
If anybody should do the numbers of the book, she should. And I was like, you should do that. She said, no, bro. Because you'll go get some coffee and you be spending money. And
Right.
I be thinking it's one thing.
Right.
It'd be another.
Right.
So I had to learn to be a good steward of my money. And I am. But the grace of God, I'm a very good steward. But I'm learning how to be better with it as I got older. I'm learning now how to also be more conscious of her time. Because sometimes, again, I'll be late in a minute. And I'll be
Right.
like, except for church.
Right.
I'll be late in a minute. I'll be like, baby, okay, I'm here. Let's get it done. She's like, but I expect you to be here at 6:30. And you should have called me. You're right. But now I'm here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm learning to be better at that. She'll tell you that. She's like, oh, that boy that time.
So listen, you mentioned earlier how, over the years, you and your wife don't argue or have, drawn out just major disagreement. But how do you just resolve? It don't have to be just conflict in the marriage. What are some of your strategies or techniques?
I have to absorb my willingness to be right. I would rather have peace than to be right.
Yeah.
And because you can be right and everything in this house is hell.
Exactly.
But if I'd rather be peaceful. So what I do is I say, you know what? Okay, I'm not going to win this fight or this battle like this. Either I want to.
Right.
My man is saying,
Right.
be. But I say, you know what? I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'd rather be peaceful than to be right.
Awesome. Is it important that your wife be your number one cheerleader in things?
No. Even though she is, it's not that important because your children is like, when they see daddy, they be like, daddy. Like, I come home now, my granddaughter be in the kitchen eating some food. The minute I open the door, all I hear is, she ain't daddy. And that thing break toward me. And then the other one run around the corner, break toward me. They're my biggest cheerleaders. Because even though I believe I believe the Lord has made me a pretty good preacher. I'm not my wife's favorite preacher. I don't believe I am. There's a guy back home she really likes.
Yeah.
And it's okay. But I'm not her favorite preacher.
Yeah.
And I would love to be, but I'm not now because when I'm grooving, when the preaching good, she grooving. Now she grooving and she'll get a tambourine and hit it a couple times.
Hit that tambourine.
And I know. And then she ain't give me the time signal. So I know I'm grooving in when she ain't doing this.
Right.
Because I can always tell when I know when I'm grooving and when I know my time is long, she'll look at me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, you see, I'm in the moment. She's like,
yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
And it's
man.
okay.
I do not have enough time. I want to real quick, and you don't keep it short. What is it that when you're in that groove, just like guys who play sports, what you did, you're younger than, when you're in that groove, and I'm talking more when you're behind that pulpit, that got to be one of the, knowing that you serve the Almighty, you're on the right side, and you pouring out, the Spirit. Not only how does that feel, like, man, when being in those grooves have got to be one of the most fulfilling things in this universe.
It is. When I know that I'm in the spiritual groove with God and I'm on his heartbeat, it is you pouring out at everybody, no matter from the front to the back, the musicians, the cameraman, people, they get something from it. And not everybody get something from it. And when you put that mic down and and the atmosphere is still there, it still be present while you're sitting down.
Wow.
You just touched. Because I try to preach so that heaven touches your earth. That's my preaching. I believe heaven should touch your earth.
Yeah.
Because when heaven touches your earth becomes filled with the atmosphere of God. And then everything's possible.
Wow. I had to ask, and I'm glad the Spirit led me to do that. Now, women love when I ask this, Tony, and answer how you. What are the romantic ways that you show your wife love?
I believe romance doesn't start at nighttime.
Okay.
I believe romance starts earlier in the week.
I got you.
In the day.
I got
you. I'll send your Cash App, buy some coffee, get you a smoothie.
I got you.
Just thinking about you.
Wow.
Small text. Yeah. And it can start on Monday because your schedule could be full until Saturday. So start on Monday, little text here, little what's name there. So sometimes Small things go a long way.
Yeah.
And you can make it you can make it as high as you want to.
Yeah.
Just by small stuff.
Yeah. Listen, man, this has been awesome. It's been such a, uplifting. But this is my section I like to call my man questions, okay?
Mm.
What is the mantra or value system you kind of go by? What's that thing? What's that your mantra? Someone had to, what is that thing that drives you, or you say, hey, this is my creed, this is the thing that I stand for?
Being present, being able to embrace the present, not just being present, but being able to embrace the present.
Yes.
And knowing how to navigate through the things of the present.
I got you.
Being present, knowing how to navigate the things of the present. That's my mantra. Because you can set an atmosphere anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm an atmosphere setter.
Yeah.
And by being an atmosphere setter, I need to know the moment, feel the moment, absorb the moment, and then release.
Who are some of your heroes throughout your life? Or sheroes, as some people would say?
Oh, of course, my mom. She was I tell you, every day at 5 o'clock in the morning, she'll pray. I told her I don't even think she was, I go in the kitchen, I thought she was floating because she prayed so much. One of my biggest, there used to be, there's a preacher lady, her name is Catherine Kuhlman. She's a miracle preacher. I love her ministry because those are the times where God moved so great on the earth that doctors couldn't even say, she don't even know you. She put you up, come here. You got cancer, full-blown cancer, and doctors would be there. And she'll pray for them and cancer be released. Those type people are my heroes because they moved in a demonstration of God that we have not seen in a long time. When I was a boy, I used to watch this all the time. I used to be involved. It moved. I mean, talking about it gives me goosebumps. I feel it. Those type people, her, the A.A. Allens, the Benny Hinn's, those type preachers are my heroes because I see the demonstration of just not of the glory of God now. The gospel that we read about when Jesus healed the sick, the blind, the people got open, people walked, the deaf came. I've seen it. I've seen it. And I know it exists. When I was a little kid, I'll tell you quickly. I know we got time to go, but when I was a little boy, I was at a revival, and the man came in. His leg was 6 inches shorter than the other. We know him because everybody used to run from him because they were scared of him. He put his foot on the preacher said, I want to pray for you. I want your leg to grow. He was like, well, I'm happy. He said, but if God can do it, I believe it. That man's leg was 6 foot shorter than each other. That man put his foot on the table. That man prayed for him. And I seen that man's leg do this right here. And even now, when he passed away, his leg, I've seen those. I seen a girl dead. They brought her in. She had OD'd. The paramedics brought her in, and the paramedics said, we cannot resuscitate her. She's gone. She had cocaine in her system. They couldn't get it out because she was dead. The preacher said, lay her here on the altar. The preacher looked on her and said, hey, I believe the God that said this. And he quoted scripture of her life, and he breathed in her nose. And he said, Donna, come forth. Donna, come forth. The ambulance said, don't do that. He said, no, Donna, come forth. She said, it's like that. I've seen miracles like this my whole entire life. That's what I want to see God do now. Talking about revival, about winning people to God.
Yeah. Because
the biggest people you can, if you get an atheist and it happened to an atheist, can you imagine what they'll say? Those are my biggest heroes.
Man, we could talk about that for hours. Have you taken God trips or believe in God trips?
I do.
Okay.
I think men should have trips. I believe that. I believe that we should get together. Matter of fact, us in the barbershop, we're planning a trip to go to Las Vegas of all places. I said, I'm going to the church. Well, I'm going to church, Las Vegas church, while y'all out in gambling.
Right.
They said, tell me they're going to have a casino in the church. I said, well, I have to pass that one. but yeah, we're on a trip.
Yeah.
I believe refreshing is important.
Yeah.
Refreshing is important. I think women should go on too.
Right.
Refreshing are important.
Now, let me ask you this. I was going to skip over this, but I want you to put it in your experience and how you handle, because there's nothing you can't handle. Because Tony, to me, I mean, over the years I've seen you, even though I know what was her dad said you were too small. But Tony, man, you always been a smooth, dapper guy to me. Women, they call you chocolate and all of that. You're smooth. How do you handle women who may have crushed, because you've been married a long time, who crushed on you, or kind of lean towards, maybe something that you know, but how did you handle that? Like when you know a woman may try to pursue you.
Okay. I want to let every guy who watched this show know something. When a pretty woman comes your way and you know she's pretty
Right.
and you see her, say it out of your mouth. Man, she pretty. That relieves the stress of
Gotcha.
it going in your mind, you taking pictures. Because then you let the lust factor go
Wow.
when you say out your mouth. But if you're taking pictures and holding your mind, it's going to control you. But when you say, man, she pretty. Wow. And you can let it go. It's gone. It's no more there. I don't want her.
Right.
I just said what my mind was thinking. So it's out in the atmosphere now. I don't got it. Now, how do I handle women that come at me or I know women that like me? Okay, I cut hair. Women is no problem.
Right.
I get single mamas and they're no problem. How do I handle it? Because I know my dedication. I know my discipline level. I know how to deflect.
Yes.
And I thank them.
Yeah.
Because one lady was like, man, you know, you so muscular and you, boy, if I had a man like you and boy, and I don't need you to come for one hour and I'm good. I had somebody say, I don't need no man. I just need to just come for an hour, just be rough and go home. She's like, God, you look the rough type. I said, well, bless your heart. But I just, I'll pass on this.
Yeah. Totally. Good answer. Love it. What's your philosophy on loaning money? Do you loan money? Have you loaned money to friends and family?
I try not to.
Yeah.
Because, again, I work in the cash business.
Yeah.
Because people come to my house.
Right.
They see my car.
Yeah.
And they see I'm a pastor.
Yeah.
And they all may think, because they see, you know, I do have a very nice necklace. I do wear a very nice necklace.
There you go.
You know, the diamond up, you know.
Right.
So, praise the Lord.
Yeah. Anyway.
And I do wear, you know,
Right.
great stuff. But they try to borrow.
Yeah.
And I got some young people who like to borrow, but they don't pay back in a timely manner.
Right.
But I recognize money can destroy friendships.
Yeah. And
I'd rather you not ask me than I borrow your money and don't pay it back.
Yeah.
Because then I see you with a pair of Jordans on, I got a problem. So I'd rather not do that. And I want to keep this relationship as strong as possible.
Right.
And money can ruin that.
How do you distinguish boys from men?
Through conversation. And your actions speak louder than words. Your actions, your behaviors. Because, okay, a boy would need his behavior modified. A man doesn't need that. And that what happens a lot. We have to go through so many behavior modifications. When you're a man, you don't have to do that. You already put away childish things.
Yeah. Awesome. What would you say to the single, particularly guys, because with men, but even, you know, a young lady too, but what would you say to the young generation now who look upon marriage, the institution that we know God bestowed upon man, when they have these negative thoughts, I don't want to get married, I lose my freedom, I don't want to have fun, everybody gets divorced, that ain't a good thing, I haven't seen it, people I do know, just all negative. What would you say to that? What would you impart or say on behalf of this great thing that I believe in, and I'm pretty sure you do, marriage? What would you say to that person?
Find proven voices. Find proven voices in your life who can speak things in your life and give you examples and give you proven factual matters. Because most people are operating from places of hurt or disappointment in relationships. Well, I believe Jonathan was going to be that guy, or I believe Tamika was going to be that person. And they're operating from those thought processes. That person probably was not for you at that time. And also, stuff works with time. Are you in the right season at the right time? Because timing means a lot. Right seasons mean a lot. And people's seasons change with other people. People's seasons don't change just with March, April, May when it get hot. No, it can be hot, you're still in the same season. Your season change when you meet the right person to connect with. Then your season changes.
Yeah, awesome. Is this safe to say, man, Tony? I mean, God, man, I'm so happy I'm talking to you today. Are you joyful at your current state of your life now?
Okay. Joy, from where I look at it, if you ask me happy, I can tell you the difference. But joy is a standard that's always there. Happiness goes up and down.
Yeah.
But joy stays constant. Am I happy? Many days. I have more happy days than sad days. In our marriage, what makes marriage works a lot is laughter. If y'all can laugh, You see how you laughing now? Me and that lady at home, we get to laughing.
Right.
And before I know it, she holding her side and I'm holding my side. And we laugh so much.
Right.
Because we laugh so much.
Right.
And we laugh a lot. And
Yeah.
that helps. And that helps most marriages.
Man, listen, man. Look, and my producer saying you wrap it up. But listen, and I know you're a great cook. Now, how about Deborah, your wife? Has she picked up any? I'm assuming you always been the cooking one.
Actually not. When we first got
Wow.
married, I couldn't stand on her food. Because it didn't taste like my mama.
Right. I know
So
the
my
feeling.
mama told her, my mama told her, bring that stuff over here and I'll show you what to put on it. Because I know what that Negro likes to eat. And so my wife started going, my mama said, put this in it, put that in it,
Yeah.
put this in it, put that in it.
Yeah.
Now, sweet potato pie is my thing. And since she put the sweet potato pie in front of me and she sliced it up and gave me a piece,
Yeah.
I said, man, I called mama, hey, mama.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been starving. Mama said, I didn't make that. I said, who made this pie? I said, mama, because surely she didn't make this pie. And mama said, your wife made that pie. That chicken she been cooking. And that red gravy and rice you like, she made that. I said, mama, please don't tell me that. She said, no. I said, God dang. I went in the kitchen. I was like, babe, I was wrong.
Wow.
You got it. Now she's a cooker of the house. She cooks everything. I don't have to cook.
Wow.
She cooks everything. Now I grill and I do make the holiday dishes. But everything other than she cooks everything else.
Wow. Tony, if you could go back 30 plus, maybe even 40, because you're 57. If you can go back 30 some years to 40 years and whisper to the young Tony, and it don't have to be on the marriage day, but what would you whisper to the young Tony then, based on the years of experience you've had over the years?
Two things. First thing is know yourself quicker. Because the longer you know yourself, the longer it takes you in your marriage. But if you're secure in who you are, you will miss the blunders and the bleeps. That's the first thing. The second thing, take care of your health. Because when I was diagnosed with diabetes, my whole marriage changed. Because now, before I was healthy, Tony, then I got sick, things changed. My approach to things changed. My withdrawal changed. My wife's trying to be supportive, but I'm going through this diabetes. My feet feel funny.
Yeah.
My hands feel funny. I didn't know how to handle the medical changes in my life. Yeah. But through research and study and prayer, I told God, you help me, I'll beat this, because I thought I was going to die. I really believed I was going to die very early, because diabetes comes. Nobody in my family got it except me and my sister. And the funny, she comes down with it, and I come down with it a week later. Strangest thing ever. If I would have knew, because diabetes don't just jump on you, it happens 10 years before. But I noticed changes earlier, but I didn't pay attention to them because I'm an athlete. I'm too much. If I would pay attention to them earlier, I could have diverted the whole route. So when your body tells you changes is happening, you listen.
Yeah.
And start finding ways. Go get your blood tested earlier. Find ways to make sure. But my marriage is healthy, 100% healthy. But it took almost 4 or 5 year toll on our marriage because of what I was dealing with physically. And I didn't know how to talk about it, how to express it. It hurt her, but it hurt me more because all of a sudden intimacy changed.
Yeah.
A lot of things changed.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
I thought I was losing my manhood. I was saying, I don't want to live.
Right.
I can't, but then as I start taking care of myself, losing weight, getting back in the gym, and everything start come back full circle. But it took a while. But when your body starts telling you things, you gotta listen.
Yeah.
And I didn't, because most Black men, we don't listen very well to our bodies.
And look, to piggyback off that, and this is a PSA, public service announcement, get your checks, particularly gentlemen that's 40 and over and our age. I've had 2 friends, actually 3 friends I've known over the last year had to get their prostate removed, which actually overall is a good thing for them. But they had to go through that mental, emotional manhood. They're still making an adjustment. They are not back to who they are. But the great thing is we can talk and share. prior generations. My dad, now, matter of fact, I don't know if I ever said this on my podcast, but my wife's father died of prostate cancer and he didn't have to. But because of just old stigma, traditions, no checks, nobody's going to touch me. And basically you die of ignorance.
And I was on that path. Cause I said, the meds, I like the meds. I don't want to do all that.
Yeah.
So one day I woke up, and I said, I could beat this.
Yeah.
And I was in church, and do my other church. I was in the pulpit preaching. That thing, God is a healer. It never, you said so much. I've seen it, but I don't know, Lord, this for them, ain't for me. So I began to say, Lord, I want to do that for me. I want to be, because healing is a process. Miracle is instantaneous. Healing is a process. Healing is steps. So I had to take steps to getting myself back to where I was. Now, I'm not 100, but I'm 75.
Awesome, man. Tony, listen, man, thank you so much. I know I've said it, but man, I truly so appreciative. I want to wrap this up and just ask you one final thing, and this particular for your wonderful wife, Deborah. What is something that you want your wife, Deborah, to know and never forget?
I trust her with my life. When you're married to people for 30-something years, it's more than just emotion. It's more than just mental. I trust her with my whole life. She has my best interest at heart. Now, sometimes I don't agree with that, but I trust her with my whole life, with my ministry, my whole life. I trust her.
Wow. Awesome. Listen, there's no other words to say. Man, we could go on, but listen, guys, another great conversation. I mean, this was a good one. Another amazing guest with TD. Yeah, Tony Daniels. And another marriage story, truly, truly worth exploring. I want to thank Tony so much for spending time with us, sharing your journey. And to our audience, thank you for listening. And listen, tune in for more of these great conversations I'm going to have. Until the next episode, don't forget to subscribe, like us, comment, share, ask questions you would like for me to ask my guests. Hey, this is your boy T. Stin on The Husband's Heart. And remember, talk to me. I'll listen. Take care. Tony, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you, man. This
My pleasure.
awesome, man.
My pleasure.
Listen, man, I could go and talk to you for another 2 hours, which, I mean, you have done, and keep doing what you're doing, and just thank you, man.